The game you love above them all. Football news, predictions, we have it all. You can watch or listen, that's your call. Just join us on Beyond the Ball.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Beyond the Ball. I am Colly and I'm joined again by the biggest of all Paddies. Paddies, what's the crack?
It seems so long since we've done this.
I know.
Was it only last week we missed, or was it the last 4 years? Because it seems like a really long time.
It does seem like 4 years. Seems like we haven't done this since Chelsea won the league, which was ages ago. And Manchester United.
When was the last time Chelsea won the league?
It was 17, 18. 17, 18, I think it was. Yeah. There you go. Costa was there. You know. Great team. When was the last time United won the league?
2014, I think.
Paddy, Amorim is in. He's in.
Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim. Na.
Okay, so Paddy's happy about that for some reason. I don't know why, considering the last result. But anyway, we'll be looking back at that result. We'll be looking at the Chelsea result. We'll be giving a update on the fantasy football and the masterclass that I am putting on this season. Okay, I'm gonna just tell everyone how to play fantasy football. Okay, and then we're gonna be. Yeah, well, I'll try to help you. Yeah. Well, you're just holding it down with the peasants, aren't you? Down the bottom.
Yeah, that's right. It is. Yeah, we're covering all demographics.
Yeah, exactly.
Podcast there.
Yeah, exactly. We're for the people. And then we're going to be giving the score predictions for the weekend's football. So, Paddy, we're going to jump straight into the football review. That's that little noise at the end. Paddy, the first one we're looking at, Chelsea and Leicester. Chelsea 2, Leicester 1. Another victory for Chelsea. Another good performance. Another goal for Nicholas Jackson. A rare goal for Enzo Fernandez. Great result. And it boils down to the question and the thing that I've said in the last two pods. Can Chelsea win the league, Paddy? And I'm telling you now, there is a chance. Is
this like Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber? So you're telling me there's a chance?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. But again, like I said, and I said it before, we need a massive fall off from Liverpool, because even when their backs are against the wall, they come out and they get a result like they did on the weekend, which was so fucking heartbreaking to see. But I had Mo Salah as my captain, so I wasn't too.
Yeah, but you're ranking out here, like I said, like you beat like a really good team when United convincingly beat them just before the international break, and it would have been like, oh, Leicester are shit. And anyway,
but you can only beat what's in front of you, Paddy.
Yeah, but you barely bet them. We bet them convincingly.
Right, well, just jump straight on to the next result. Ipswich won, Manchester United won. Paddy, talk to me about that then. Yeah, exactly, all right? So give me fucking moment with Chelsea here, all right? So don't be shitting on my fucking back, all right? We beat Leicester 2-1, a great result. You fucking drew against Ipswich, so fuck you. Look, Paddy, Chelsea are playing some good football, and that is the most important thing, I think. We're getting the results, but then we are playing some good football, and everybody just seems to be gelling together a lot better now. So everything is positive in terms of what Chelsea are doing. I prefer we didn't have this fucking poxy Europa Conference League, to be honest with you. It's just kind of...
Even if he's winning?
We will win it. I know it's a given.
It's the Champions League, isn't it?
Do you know what? I can't find any odds for Chelsea to win that league, or that Conference League. Like, I can't find anyone taking bets on the actual Conference League. I don't know why. I don't know if things change in it later down the line, but I can't find anybody. If anybody can find me a company or a website that are taking bets on Chelsea winning that, please let me know, because I cannot find anything. Check Paddy Power, check Sky Bet, Bet365, Betfair, all them ones. Nothing on it. Don't know why. They will take bets on like the matches, but they won't do the overall competition. No idea why. But overall, Paddy, very happy with Chelsea. Again, like I said, conceded another penalty, and it's getting a bit too frequent now that we're conceding penalties. Lavia, I think it was, that gave it away. I do want to talk about an incident that happened, and it is that penalty, Paddy, because I was a little bit confused about the whole scenario of events. Okay, the referee gives an offside, so the ref on the line, all right, offside, gives an offside, doesn't give a penalty. Okay, goes back and checks it on VAR, and it's given for it's onside. Okay, now after that, there's a foul, but the decision that was made was that he was offside. So how can we still go on to look at the foul after he's made an onside and offside decision? Because that should be the decision that they look at, and that should be the end of the play. The foul itself, I don't think, should even be reviewed.
And the offside wasn't caught the first time, no?
So when it went through, so this is what happened. The ball goes through. It looks like it's offside. Lavia's running with the player. Lavia kind of fouls him, and then the ref gives offside. So, in my opinion, the on-field decision is offside.
Yeah.
So the only thing that they can check is the onside or the on-field decision, whether that was
like
correct.
If there had been no foul and he had scored a goal, the goal would have been disallowed.
Yeah. So
yeah. So why give a penalty?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand the scenario of events that have happened there, and I think they may have got this wrong. And I don't think anybody has actually fucking called them out on this. I think the penalty shouldn't be given because the offside was the on-field decision, and all VAR's doing is
mistakes this season. Doesn't surprise me.
But
look, he's won. It's not as bit cautious the game.
No, it was just something I was. When it happened, I was kind of.
I'm only after noticing the title of this podcast. I want veto now. I want some titles for these podcasts. This is bullshit. I'm here, all happy and all again, and delighted to be back. Same old United, Chelsea to win the league. Yeah, and as you can probably tell, I have no input into the fucking naming of the podcast. It's fucking ridiculous.
I was thinking it there when I was typing. I was like, "This is a good one now. I love this one." But Paddy, that incident, I just don't know where I stand. I know, and then people will say like, "Oh, well, the offside wasn't given, so it was a penalty." But there was never a penalty call or anything like that. So that's why I'm just a little bit confused on whether that
it was a penalty.
It was 100% a penalty. The foul was a penalty, but the fact that they called the offside, should that not have been the end of the play? And
no, you're right. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Right, Paddy. I don't really have anything else to add to this. What I do actually have to add to this is Nicholas Jackson has been phenomenal this season, and his touch before that goal is absolutely superb. Delicate little touch, great little finish with the outside of his right foot. Last season, he would have either overhit the touch or he would have just fucking scuffed it out wide. He is becoming a very, very good striker. He's the third best striker statistically. I think looking at goals, I think it's Haaland, Ollie Watkins, and then him in terms of scoring the goals that don't include penalties.
I think it's very telling that the Leicester got rid of their manager after the game. And there was a social media post with some of the players holding up a sign or something saying "We miss you, Maresca" or something like that.
Seeing that, yeah. No, it wasn't. I don't think it was the players. I think it was the fans, wasn't it? I don't think it was the
players were something involved in it somehow or something like that. I don't know. Well, I thought maybe I misread
okay.
But I just thought it was telling that, they're obviously missing him. So, but there's talk of Van Nistelrooy maybe going in there.
Ooh, there was a weird one actually. Frank Lampard might be a good show for that. Frank Lampard was linked with Coventry, which is a strange one. Maybe that's just his level, maybe a championship level, or it's just maybe his level of management.
Yeah, I think sometimes managers, especially with high-profile player managers, that if it doesn't work out a couple of times, and you look at the likes of Keane, he won with Sunderland, and then he had a bad stint with QPR, and he's not willing to really go back down. He's not. Maybe he doesn't love being a manager enough to go down to then go back up, work his way back up. But I think Frank Lampard really, really wants to be a manager, and who he is, and that's why he's willing to drop down to come back up. And that's sometimes what you have to do.
Yeah. I respect the shit of it. Right, Paddy, I don't have anything else to add on this Chelsea game. Very happy overall. We happy enough? You don't have anything to ask me about this, do you?
Nothing to ask, but just impressed. Very impressed with Chelsea this season. Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm gonna clip that and play it on repeat in the background for the next podcast.
While you twitch yourself.
Well, that's happening anyway. Paddy, Ipswich won. Manchester United won. Ruben Amorim's debut game as Manchester United manager, and this is the best he could summon. What happened?
I'm not. There's no point in fishing, Colly, because I'm not going to bite.
But Paddy, what did we say? Right, we said as soon as the manager comes in, you'll get that manager bounce. Why did he not get it? Why did he not get the manager's bounce?
Okay, because so there's a couple of things. Massive change in system. The starting squad, I can guarantee you look through that entire squad. So we started with Johnny Evans at the back, with Matthias Dietz. He'll stay in the middle, but you're going to see Martinez coming in on the left, and you're going to see Euro starting on the right. So that'll be our back three. And then they didn't know the system. Jamie Carragher's done a wonderful piece of analysis, which I hadn't seen through Ten Hag's whole tenure at Man United. About
this with Casemiro, was it?
What?
Was this with Casemiro sitting too deep and not being sure about going forward?
And not only Casemiro, but Johnny Evans as well. So we're having the three centre backs. There's two spaces, either side of the midfielders, and our defenders should be pushing up and pressing them straight away, but they weren't doing it, and that's why Ipswich kept on having that bit of space to turn and run at us. But it was a brilliant piece of analysis, and anyway, but it was great to be able to see. It's clear to see what Amorim wants, and when he gets the players playing that he wants to. It will be an improvement on what we've seen over the last year and a half. So in terms of we started well, I'm never ever going to judge a manager this early, and he's sticking to his principles and saying we're going to completely change the system. United obviously have never played this system. He talks that look, they're professional players. If they can play 4 at the back, they can play 3 at the back. But you could see there was an awful lot of stuff being thrown at them. They were very confused during the game. But to continue my analysis of what players will start and won't start, you've got Eriksen and Casemiro that started in that deep line midfield position. You'll be lucky if either of those start in that position long term, because I think it's going to be Mainu and Ugarte who's going to start in those two positions. So out of those 5 players I've named there, only one player from that group will actually start going forward. The left, you had Amad Diallo, who played actually quite well. He got praised by the manager for the defensive work he done. Dallo on the right, who was not used to playing that position, so a lot of coaching to be done there. We have Luke Shaw coming back, Tyrell Malaysia, 2 left backs we've been missing for the last year, and suddenly the new manager comes in and they're both fit and ready to go.
Miraculous. I seen a thing on TikTok, and it's I think it was Luke Shaw, and there's some guy sitting in a wheelchair, and it's like as soon as Ten Hag leaves, and he just goes out and he falls over, and it's a fake leg, and he just stands up and walks over.
It was great to see him back on the pitch, I have to say. But what version of Luke Shaw we get, I don't know. Will it be the player of the season, Luke Shaw, or look? I still think he'll be an upgrade on anybody we've played on the left. Mazraoui, I think he's smart enough to play anywhere. He could probably play in that right wing back position. And then you look at up front, Bruno Fernandes. Will he long term last in this system? I don't see it, to be quite honest with you. I think Amorim as well kind of said he likes playing long balls from deep, and there's no way he's going to be the deep line midfielder. So with him pushed up the field, I think you've seen it under Ten Hag at the end of Ten Hag's stint, especially this season, where his goals dried up. But when Van Nistelrooy came in and played him in a deeper line position, he starts scoring again. But he doesn't have the legs to press and do the job that Amorim wants in that deep sitting midfield position. And Rashford will absolutely not be our number 9. I don't think he should be our number 9. I think Rasmus Højlund, the way he plays, will suit that system much, much better. But Garnacho, I'd keep him there. So out of the team that started at the weekend, Onana, Diet, Garnacho, Diallo. So 4 players out of 11 are the only ones that I'd see consistent starters going forward, really.
Yeah, that's interesting. And like you were saying about kind of the analysis that Redknapp done or that Carragher done. I was watching the one with Casemiro, and if anybody hasn't watched it, it's just a show. And as you were saying there a minute ago, how kind of confused at times they were looking.
Yeah,
Like that whole like Casemiro defensive midfielder never really got that attacking mindset. But you can see at one stage he's going up, but he keeps looking behind him. And Amran's like, go. He's like, go forward, go forward. And he keeps going and he goes. But every time he's like takes fucking 5 steps and he looks back, he's always got that on his mind. Now I know that's going to be a natural thing for him because he's a defensive player. But when you want to do that system, you have to nearly defend and become that defender in a higher part of the pitch. So you need to be you need to press everybody needs to press. And then you can push your defenders up as well. And it tightens that gap down as well. Yeah. And then I've seen another thing that Amram came out and said that he's a big fan of Mason Mount. And he reckons that Mason Mount can fit in a lot of them. And to be honest with you, that system completely suits Mason Mount. Like you actually might
was saying, instead of Bruno Fernandes, I'd like to see Mason Mount in there.
Yeah,
the number 10 positions.
Absolutely. I would have thought, like, I know you were saying there you've got who you saying, Manu and Ugarte in the defensive midfield. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Bruno Fernandes sitting in there and they kind of play Bruno as a bit of a more attacking defensive midfield, if that makes sense. Let him kind of sit as a little, in the exactly. Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised because you get Fernandes. He can get the ball, he can control the ball, he can pass the ball. And that's a good attribute to have as a defensive midfielder. And the breaking down of it, let's leave that to Casemiro, I think.
But I don't think Fernandes has the discipline to play that position because, yes, he can spread the ball and deliver absolutely brilliantly, but he tends to wander to follow the ball because he wants to be involved in all over the pitch. And I think, like, if he does that, then we're going to get caught out in midfield because in front of the 3 centre backs, because he wants his wing backs to be so wide, it's very hard for them to defend the I suppose in our half, those either side of the number what would they be, number 6s, the 2 defensive players, midfielders. So we need them kind of sitting back. But look, a long way to go. But seeing a manager that animated on the sideline was really refreshing because you never saw that from Ten Hag. And then seeing someone like Jamie Carragher doing that analysis where I could, like, you can nearly understand what the system will be when it's up and running, like the vision of the system. And Jamie Carragher could very rarely do an analysis like that, or any pundit, on the way Ten Hag played.
Yeah, or what, because you couldn't do it because there was never consistency and it was always confusing. Whereas they've probably looked at a couple of the games that Amran managed in Sporting, and you would have said very similar. So it's very easy to just look at a tactic rather than a manager trying to dick around with as much as Ten Hag did, because it was so ridiculous. It was so out of control, I thought, with Ten Hag, and there was no like plan B or anything like that. And it was just, I don't know, there was nothing there. But
with the best managers in the world, they have a clear kind of vision. And when they come into a new club, nothing will change it. So I look at the likes of Tuchel when he came into Chelsea and he played with his 3 at the back, and he wouldn't change no matter what. And that was not a popular decision in England, but it worked. And now you're seeing this as well at United. And look, all the top managers do it. Like Pep Guardiola will do it. He has a system and he will not change no matter what. If players can't fit the system, the players are gone. The manager's not gone.
Do you know who done it and who actually showed fucking great managerial fucking just showed that he was a great manager? Antonio Conte done it at Chelsea. For the first season he was there. Was it the first or second season? I can't remember. It was the season we won the league. So basically, I think the first 3 or 4 games, we had a few good results, few okay results, and then we played against Arsenal and we lost, and we were playing 4 at the back. All of a sudden, then he went 5 at the back, and from that point on, Chelsea went on an unbelievable run, won the league. So it goes to show that if you have that adaptability and you can figure out what you're working with, who you've got in your squad, I think that'll be good. I do think Amran has a bit more up his sleeve than just a 3-4-3 or whatever he's going to be. So I think in the defensive, it's going to switch when he's gone defensive. So it's nearly going to become a 5. You know, it has to be very fluid when they're doing it as well. Like it can't like I said, I think I said this when he was just after being fucking hired. Your wing backs will get found out very, very quickly if they're not doing their job because you become so open. Now sometimes you can get away with it with your defensive midfielders kind of dropping in and doing a bit of covering.
But that's why he called out Dalot the weekend, because he's done such a good job defensively. Not Dalot, sorry, Diallo.
Diallo, yeah.
And then also, like, it won't only be a back five, but when you're playing against a team that plays a low block and is just sitting there and you can't break them down, which United couldn't break them down we couldn't the weekend, but then it turns into a 5 up front.
Yeah.
So you have more options up front as well. So it's a very
you've got your 3 with the 2 attacking. Yeah. It is a good system. I enjoyed it. Now I enjoyed it when Chelsea were playing it. Obviously, we've kind of slipped back into the 4-2-3-1 or whatever we're playing now at the moment. But it is an exciting tactic. I think you can be very open, but it's very exciting to watch, I think. So, Paddy, the one thing I would say is, do you still need to sign a world-class striker, or would you be happy to just stick with Højlund for the next year or two?
I don't know about a year or two. I'll give him this this season.
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't sign one in January in anyway, because you just get robbed either way. But I'd give him this season, and I think he deserves a bit of time to play in this system, because he came into United at a bad time. He was unlucky with a couple of injuries when he came in. So I like looking at what Amram done for the striker that he bought from Coventry, I think it was, into Sporting, and coached him really well to play that system, and he's banging in the goals.
Yeah.
I think Rashford just isn't an out and out number 9. I think I just want to see how he does. If he doesn't do well by the end of the season, you're obviously going to have to look down in the market. But who will be available then? I don't know.
I think they should go for someone like Ollie Watkins or something, someone that's been in the league and done it. Like, I would have said Ivan Toney would have been a good one as well, but obviously he's fucked off to Saudi. But like Ollie Watkins, maybe Isaac off Newcastle. Now all these players that are, fair enough. Aston Villa are in the Champions League, and Newcastle are kind of, like Newcastle aren't really hitting the heights that we thought they would hit. So a lot of these players, like the likes of Isaac, may start going, I think I could play at the next level, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And he might look for a move. So I think someone should snap him up, because he'd be a great signing to get as well. He's a goal scorer, so there is options, and there is options that are possibly going to become available. Evan Ferguson is another one. I've seen Brighton coming out and saying that Evan Ferguson should be allowed to go out on loan. They're valuing him at 60 million, I think it was. Last year it was 100, so I don't know. He seems to be dropping value, but he was.
You nearly take him on loan at Christmas.
100%. I think that would be a good show for United. Take him on loan. Even if he's not hit the ground running, there's definitely a lot to work with him. Like, he's got good physicality. He's got a good touch, great finisher as well. So, I think there is plenty of options there, I think. Anything else you want to cover on that, Paddy, before we move on?
No, I suppose just Xerxes, the longer it goes on with the performances he's given, it gets quite, I suppose, worrying in terms of the money we've spent on him. So, a bit to be seen there. But no, other than that, look, it wasn't the result we wanted. Great start, but you could see some of the old flaws coming in terms of, the work rate and stuff like that. But positive about the new manager, and sure, we'll just wait and see how it goes.
Excellent. All right, Paddy, we're going to jump on to the fantasy football. Right, Paddy, I'm going to share my screen for anybody that's not watching. Go ahead and go over to YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe while you're there, and give us a comment as well. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your beautiful podcast, make sure you hit follow and like before you jump over. So, Paddy, let's have a look. Bowley's little boys, 79 points this week.
Wow.
49 points was the average, so I'm way above average. Oh shit, I've done something there. I made 2 subs. I made a bollocks because I brought Bruno Fernandes in. Here's my team. Brought Bruno Fernandes in, and who did I take out? Madison, who scored 2 goals against fucking City.
Yeah.
So good. So in goal I had Flecken, who got me 9. I think he saved the penalty. Did he? No, he didn't. Clean sheet and then a couple of bonus points. 9 points for him. Gabriel got me 6 points. Stevens came in. Need to sort that out because I have Keane, who's playing for Everton, but he hasn't played the last 2 games. I brought him in 2 games ago, and of the 2 games he hasn't played a minute. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to fucking make a sub there in the defense. Dallo 2 points. Going to stick with Dallo. I think he's have a couple of favourable fixtures coming up, don't you? Everton next anyway, and then Arsenal will be a tough one. So we'll stick him there for Everton anyway. Mbuemo 3 points. Didn't get up to much this week. Bruno Fernandes 2 again. Brought in Smith Rowe. Thought he might do something 1 point. So the 2 players I brought in was Fernandes and Smith Rowe 3 points. Salah as captain. A lot of people went with Haaland. Got 26 points for him. I have Nicholas Jackson. And I brought Cunha in there last week, and he got me another 16 points. He's been fucking brilliant. And then Haaland with 2 points. So, Paddy, a good solid 79 points this week. I'm very, very happy. I'm currently 191,000 in the world, and I'm 5,200 in Ireland. So, doing pretty well. Let's go and have a look at your team. So, where are you? 38th. Oh, you're in 38th in the league. You've gone up.
Not in the relegation zone.
Not in the relegation zone. Go ahead and talk us through, Paddy.
Okay, so actually, obviously, I finished on the last time I seen this team was on Sunday, and this was before the Monday games, obviously, and I was at 38 points, so I was fairly depressed. But now to see that I'm up near the average points, I'm not too bad. Pope 2, Ayana 0, Digny 1. Kilman 6, good man. He came in from the bench, so I was delighted with that. Rashford got me 8 points, very good. Madison I had in midfield, good man yourself, 16. Garnacho 2. Who did I have as my captain this week? Actually,
Haaland.
Oh, Haaland. I think he's gone. I think I'm going. I think
everyone's saying it
and get rid of him. Like the money that it frees up. Permer 2, Haaland 4, Solanke 5, and Highland 1. So obviously I had 2 injuries starting, which was Konza and Romero. So at least they came in and made a change. So yeah, all right, not bad, but not great either.
Okay, Paddy, I think you're saying that about Haaland. I think everybody is thinking the exact same thing. Try to get.
Everyone's nearly afraid to, because as soon as you take him out, he's going to bang in a double hat trick or something.
Like look at the amount of games he hasn't really got. Like look at the start, right? 17, 13, 9, right, and then he goes 2, 2, 2, 6, 2, 5, 2. Yeah. So, and it tells City have lost the last fucking 3 league games. So, there's something to be said for it. But anyway, we'll go to the Beyond the Ball $, podcast league, and in first position is still Adam McDonald with 763 points.
Oh, you're only 14 off. In
second place is Bowley's little boy as myself with 79 points this week again. Sorry, with 750, so 13 points behind them. I'm winning this money, Paddy. I'm gonna fucking win this money. It'd be fucking hilarious, wouldn't it? Harry O'Sullivan is in third with Notch at the Clue with 736 points. Aaron Gray drops down to 4th. Liam McDonald is up to 5th. King Costello sits in 6th. Luke Walsh up to 7th. Niall Gain is falling down to 8th. Jordan Murphy is in 9th. And then Paul Tootie is in 10th.
Give us the November leader.
The November leader. By the way, the October winner was paid out. It was Niall. He was paid out and received the funds without asking.
How much did he gain?
He gained €20. Okay. Oh, look at that. King Costello is top of the November. And is that it? Is that wrapped up?
No. It is, I think. Yeah.
Let me
no,
check.
It's not Saturday's games. It has to be.
Oh, we've got Friday games and Saturday games. Again, I don't think the way fantasy football does it, they're going to put Sunday games into it because it's December. So I've said it before. I'll say it again. The way it's happening is a couple of days after the end of the month, once everything's been updated, I'm going to go into that league. I'm going to click November. Whoever is top wins it. So don't be crying saying, I got fucking 10 more points on the Sunday. Don't give a shit. That's the way it's working. So sorry, we'll go back into that league just in case anybody didn't see it. So November, King Costello's in first with 201 points. Second is Liam McDonald with 197, so only 4 points behind him. Jordan Murphy is in third with 190. Kieran Connolly, who was water, is in 4th place with 185. Harry O'Sullivan is in 5th with 182, and then myself I'm 6th, and then blah, blah, blah. So King Costello is currently in pole position for that. So we'll see how that goes. Nothing else to add on that, Paddy. I think. Go on.
Nothing to add. It's really good to be back. You forget how much you enjoy doing this podcast until you haven't done it for a while.
Yeah.
And then
you know
you
what?
see yourself and you remember, for a while I was thinking, he's really annoying. Like, he really, really annoys me sometimes on this podcast where it's Chelsea are going to win the league and all. But you're a bit like how'd you say? You have a rash and you itch it, but it's a nice itch, and you're like, oh yeah. But then it annoys you for a while. Yeah, a bit like that.
All right. Actually, just before we jump on to something else, let's have a look at the bottom of the league table, just to bring you back into it and down into shit. So last position is Owen Stafford. Owen has 91 points. What the fuck are you doing? I don't know what's going on there, but Owen, why are you only on 99 points?
You're paying the top people for winning. I'm paying the bottom people to keep me up a little bit away from the bottom. So just
Paddy, can we have a look? Can we have a look at 42nd position?
Oh my god!
And
no wonder you sacked him from the pod.
He's gone. And look, he got a green arrow. He was last week.
Oh, wow.
Connor Little, former podcast host, Deanie in a bottle, 97 points. Embarrassing. Wait, hold on a second. Right. I'm gonna hold my hands up. Right, I've been slagging everyone. This isn't the overall. This is November, so we're gonna have to review this again. So we're gonna cut that. I'm gonna say sorry to everybody that I've just slated there. Because that was only the monthly one. So Kieran Lappin, what the fuck are you doing?
Connor must have jumped up the table, or he left.
Connor's gone way up. Yeah, he's fucking way up.
I should get the sack though.
So Connor, this is me forming an apology. I'd like to apologize. Absolutely no. 43rd, Kieran Lappin, 502 points. 21 points of Michelle Farrell, who's sitting in second last and 42nd. Boris is in third last.
No one cares. It's like when they talk about the relegation battle in the league. Nobody cares. Let's just move on.
Yeah, but look, Boris is there, so we get to slag Boris. So he's only 1 point off going into fucking second last. And then Paddy, look, we jump up just a very few little spots to yourself there, sitting at 38. So you need to be careful there, because you're not far off slipping into that relegation zone.
I'm gonna make it into the Conference League by the end of the season.
Fair enough. Paddy, we're gonna jump on to the predictions for this week. Right, Paddy. First match up, Chelsea versus Aston Villa. How do you see this one going?
It is a tough one, and only because of Chelsea's form with, I suppose, how would you count the top 6 teams? I'm going to say this is going to be a draw. I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 draw and Cole Palmer to score first.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to go with a Chelsea win, a narrow win as well, 2-1. And I'm going to say Joe Felix to score. He started him last week. He actually wasn't that great, but I think he might start. He probably won't start him again. But I'm going to say Joe Felix to score for the crack, just to mix it up, because I could go Nicholas Jackson or Cole Palmer, but that's boring. Next one, Paddy. Manchester United versus Everton. How do you see this one
going? So Ruben Amorim has his first home game in Europe on Thursday, and then another home game now against Everton. And I think these 2 games you'll really start to see not so much his system in play being to perfection, but you'll definitely see a lot more of the players he sees long term starting. So I do see United getting a good result in Old Trafford against Everton here, and I'm going to say Højlund to score and United to win 3-0.
Okay, yeah, no, in fairness, I do kind of agree that United will win this game. I think probably comfortably enough. I'd say, and the scoreline maybe doesn't sound comfortable, but I think a comfortable 2-0 win. And I'm gonna go with a Garnacho goal. I think he might get on the score sheet. So we'll say 2-0 and Garnacho to score. Next one up is West Ham versus Arsenal. Paddy, how do you see this one going?
I see Arsenal going on a bit of a run now, to try and capitalise on the Man City Liverpool game that's also been played this week. So points will be dropped either way. So I see Arsenal winning here. I'm going to say Arsenal going to win 2-0 because West Ham haven't been too convincing this season. So I'm going to say 2-0 and Saka to score because it's the London derby.
Everyone giving all the praise and all to Arsenal, saying, they're great, they're this, they're that. Chelsea have played the exact same amount of games, won the exact amount of games, drawn the exact amount of games, lost the exact amount of games. We've scored 2 more goals than them, and we've conceded 2 more goals than them. So our goal difference balances off at 9. So we're pretty much identical on everything, except we've scored more goals and conceded more.
Yeah, but people have said that Arsenal aren't doing that well this season so far.
Fuck you, right? We fucking finished 10th or something last season. No, I do agree. I do think Arsenal might start getting a couple of results now. Saka looked very good on the weekend. Scored a nice goal. So I'm gonna say 2-1 to Arsenal as well, and I'm gonna say Saka to score again. Might actually bring him into the fancy this week. Next one: Spurs versus Fulham. Paddy, what do you think of this one?
Spurs will be bouncing after that victory over the weekend. 4-0 in the Etihad. What a result. You could nearly tell in the second half that they weren't going to let another Brighton happen. So when they let the lead slip. So they're definitely a Spurs win here. I'm going to say Spurs are going to win 3-1 and Maddison is going to score again.
Yeah, I think, do you know what, right? Spurs just being Spurs, like this is a game they'll probably fucking draw. Do you know what I mean? Like they go and absolutely hammer Manchester United or Manchester City, and then they'll just go out and draw against someone like fucking Fulham. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna take a gamble, and I'm gonna say the obvious result is Spurs. I think to win and to continue on their kind of their high momentum. But I think just Spurs being Spurs and being kind of Spursy are gonna draw 1-1. And I'm gonna go with Kulusevski to score for Spurs. Paddy, game of the week: Liverpool versus Manchester City. What do we think's happening here? What do you want to happen here?
Obviously, I want City to win, just so Liverpool aren't running away with it completely. Yeah. But I don't see them winning. I see Liverpool winning this game. City have been poor, very, very poor. What's a 5 on the bounce now?
Yeah.
We'll see how they're doing.
Competitions now.
That's in all competitions. Yeah. 3 in the league. Obviously, they've lost. But this is against a high-flying Liverpool. Although Liverpool weren't that convincing against Southampton at the weekend. I did watch the game, and up until about the 60th, 70th minute, it was like obviously it was 2-1 to Southampton, and then they came back near towards the end.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are 1 or 2 injuries away from being really, really vulnerable at the back. Their back line is really keeping them in there, and Van Dijk is not getting any younger, so. I suppose for Liverpool fans will say, let's hope they keep him fit for the season. But for this game here, I'm going to go for a Liverpool win. I'm going to say 3-1 and Mo Salah to score.
Couple of things as well. Van Dijk giving away the goal with the stupid silly back heel at the halfway line. I don't know why he was thinking doing that. But the other thing was the Robertson penalty, giving away a penalty. Now, everybody's saying like, oh, this isn't a penalty, he's outside the fucking box, blah blah blah. His foot's planted on the line. The line is inside the box. It's classed as inside the box. So anything on the line is classed inside the box. I don't know whether the contact makes like it actually happens outside the line. But when Robertson's foot goes down, it's planted on the line. So it's a bit of a tricky one. Yeah. I presume VAR, I'd like to hear the discussion on it. And I would assume they just said there's no clear evidence to turn this over, so the on-field decision stands. Yeah. But the other thing was that they were all pissing them on, and all the Liverpool fans, give it a penalty outside the box, it wasn't even a fucking penalty. Can we just go back to Kelleher clattering the fucking striker, okay? Because he came out, the striker knocks it by him, Kelleher comes out, smacks him. Oh no, according to Liverpool fans, he didn't fucking touch him. They ran into him. He ran into Kelleher, apparently. Like, just fucking delusional, absolute
hypocrisy. Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit, right? That was a fucking clear penalty. I don't care what you're thinking. If you don't think that was a penalty, it's fucking, you're insane. But a couple of decisions again, VAR is just, I just fucking hate VAR. I hate it. I think it should only be used for goal line technology, which we already have, and then obviously offsides. That's all it should be used for.
Put in the AI offsides, the automated offsides.
Sorry, the one that we used in the fucking Euros or whatever that was. Why are we not using that? That was perfect, and it was so
take
quick.
out the human element.
Yeah, exactly. And then let the ref ref the fucking game. Let him make the decisions. Let him do all this shit. Fuck VAR. Scrap it. I don't know. I fuck can't stand it. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to try do a voodoo trick here, and I'm going to say, oh, Liverpool are going to hammer Man City in this one. It's going to be an easy 3-0 win for Liverpool.
Oh, stop it with your voodoo power. Stop it.
Easy 3-0. And I'm going to say Diaz is going to score a hat-trick against them. That's easy result.
Now you're talking ridiculousness.
Right, so hopefully I've just talked into the existence where Liverpool don't win. But that's it, Paddy. That is the end of the pod. We've got through it all. Given all of our results, all of our fantasy football masterclasses. We've spoke about the same old United with Amran coming in. We spoke about Chelsea to win the league again.
I'm naming next week's pod.
Okay, well, we'll give you full reign of the name for next week. All right, will we agree on that?
All right, great. Yeah,
okay, right. I regret fucking saying it already, but anyway. Paddy, if anybody has listened to this,
Paddy has a big langer.
Well, look, you said it. You get it. You get free reign on it. You've got whatever you want to name the title next week. That's it. It's yours. You can name it anything. If you have listened to this podcast, and if you have liked or enjoyed this podcast, even if you haven't, hit subscribe, hit like, rate us 5 stars, tell your mate about us, tell us we're fucking deadly, tell them we give away a load of money for the fancy football and like fucking monthly bets and all that type of shit. Tell them we're great. Tell them we've got massive cocks, because we do. And we won't be able to show you because we're on YouTube to get taken off. So we also have OnlyFans. If you're interested in that, let us know. we can send feet pics around for like 20 quid or so. As you can see, Paddy doing a little baby finger suck. But yeah, look, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, all the fucking handles on the icons are down the bottom there. We're on every single one of them. So make sure you follow us. Make sure you subscribe to us. Paddy, it's been emotional. We were only missing for a week, but it was emotional.
No more international breaks now till next year. Woohoo!
Great, isn't it? I think March or something next year. It's fucking gorgeous. But anyway, Paddy, thank you for joining me this week. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. And we will see everybody same time, maybe next week. Goodbye.